The 2012 New England Patriots finished their season out at 12-4. They won the AFC East, and they advanced to the AFC Championship game where they lost to the Super Bowl champion Baltimore Ravens. I believe their offseason goal is to address the wide receiver position. They cut Brandon Lloyd. They bring in Danny Amendola. I'm going to hit on all of this in a second, but there's really not that number one guy for Tom Brady to throw to. So let's get to free agents first, who's in and who's out, and then I'll get to the receiver situation. So for free agents, Wreh-Wilson is now a New England Patriot at the safety position, signs a 3-year, $5 million deal. Danny Amendola at wide receiver on a 5-year, $28.5 million deal. Tommy Kelly, a defensive tackle, on a 2-year, $5 million deal. Then you have Leon Washington at running back, Michael Jenkins at wide receiver, Donald Jones at wide receiver, and Will Svitek at offensive tackle. Departures, you have Wes Welker at wide receiver to the Broncos, Patrick Chung at safety to the Eagles, Danny Woodhead at running back to the Chargers, and Donald Thomas at offensive guard to the Colts. So let's hit on the receiver position there. You saw in free agency they brought in 3 receivers. Danny Amendola, wide receiver, on a 5-year, $28.5 million deal. He's going to be that slot guy. He's going to be the guy who replaces Wes Welker. So now you're thinking, who's going to be the number 1 receiver, who's going to be the number 2, and who's going to be the guys who are going to address the additional depth at the position. Well, they bring in Michael Jenkins, formerly of the Vikings. They bring in Donald Jones, formerly of the Bills. Now I'm going to show you guys a list here of wide receivers for the Patriots by contract numbers. There you see Danny Amendola on top of the list. You see Donald Jones there. You see Matthew Slater, who I'll hit on in a second. Then you have Dante Stallworth, Michael Jenkins, Julian Edelman. Now, these are 6 receivers, okay? There's 9 receivers on the roster currently. There's 3 other guys who aren't really getting paid much. Out of these 6 guys, I would have to say that 3 of them are for sure lock-ins. The other 3 are on the bubble to get cut. Danny Amendola for sure is going to be a guy that's going to stay. Slater, I don't really see as a guy who's going to produce much for the team. Donald Jones, on the other hand, was brought in, got paid a little bit there, the $3.7 million. I think Donald Jones is going to be that number 4 receiver behind Danny Amendola. Slater might be that number 5. Julian Edelman might be that number 5. I think Jenkins at 30 years of age and Stallworth at 32 years of age are going to have to duke it out for one spot. So right there you're seeing the Patriots still need a number 1 and number 2 receiver in my eyes. So going into the draft needs obviously wide receiver, defensive tackle, cornerback, and safety. Hitting on cornerback real quick, Alfonso Dennard was arrested recently. He's going to serve a 30-day sentence. I think 2 years probation. Now, Dennard, really, 7th-round draft pick, showed a great deal of he was solid. He was very solid. They signed Aqib Talib. They re-signed him this offseason. But they're still going to need cornerback depth. Aqib Talib signed a 1-year deal. Dennard is questionable now with his whole, off-the-field issues. So cornerback could be a need. Wide receiver Justin Hunter, wide receiver Terrence Williams, wide receiver DeAndre Hopkins, defensive tackle Kawan Short, cornerback Bleedy Wreh-Wilson, safety Jonathan Cyprin, and safety DJ Swearinger could all be possibilities late in the first round for the New England Patriots. I currently have wide receiver Justin Hunter as being the draft selection. With all the stuff I just broke down on the receiver position, I do not see the Patriots not drafting a wide receiver within the first 2 rounds. They have to go out and grab a guy within the first 2 rounds at the receiver position. Justin Hunter could be that vertical threat. He could be that big play guy for Tom Brady. They need to go out and grab a guy like Hunter, Terrence Williams maybe, who can, DeAndre Hopkins, who can get the vertical game going. So that's who I have for the New England Patriots. Patriots fans, I want to know what you guys think. Throw all your comments down below. But that's all I got for you guys today. I'm out.